what's up? It's Richie here with Statifying Football. This is week 14 of the NFL. Started with Thursday game, kind of a big game for Pittsburgh and Minnesota, both trying to get wild card spots in the AFC and NFC. Pittsburgh was able to beat Baltimore 20-19. Ben Roethlisberger 236, 2 touchdowns. Deontay Johnson 8 catches, 105 and 2 touchdowns. Defensively had 7 sacks with T.J. Watt getting 3.5 of them. Minnesota lost to Detroit 29-27. Kirk Cousins 340 and 2 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson 11 catches, 182 and a touchdown. Nick Vigil 15 tackles. They did put up 426 yards. This would be a pretty close game. Minnesota's favored by 3. I'm actually going to go with Pittsburgh here. I do think Pittsburgh is a little bit better than their 6-5-1 record. It's still Ben Roethlisberger. He's still a Hall of Famer. I'm not playing too badly, so I'm actually going to go to Pittsburgh to win that one. All right, Baltimore and the Browns, another big game for playoff implications. Baltimore lost to Pittsburgh 20-19. Lamar Jackson 253, 1 touchdown, a pick, and ran for 55 yards. Brandon Williams had 11 tackles and a tackle for loss. Cleveland coming off a bye, weirdly enough, before the bye, they played Baltimore. They lost 16-10. Baker Mayfield was 18-37, 247 and a touchdown. Jarvis Landry 6 catches, 111 yards. Defensively forced 4 interceptions in that game. Ronnie Harrison 14 tackles and a pass defense. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah 13 tackles, half a sack and a tackle for loss. And Anthony Walker had 12 tackles. I think Baltimore's going to win this because Cleveland forced 4 turnovers and still lost. I don't think Lamar is going to turn over that much this game, and I think Baltimore will win that one. All right, Jacksonville, Tennessee. Jacksonville got killed by the Rams 37-7. They only had 100, or Trevor Lawrence threw for 145. They only had 197 total yards. Tennessee's coming off a bye. They got killed by New England 36-13. Ryan Tannehill only 93 passing yards, a touchdown and a pick. Jonathan Hilliard, though, ran for 131 and a touchdown. Deontay Foreman ran for 109. They did run for 270 yards, but they turned it over 4 times in that game. And defensively, Kevin Byard, 12 tackles, a sack, and a tackle for loss. I think Tennessee's going to bounce back big time and beat Jacksonville pretty easily. All right, the Raiders is in Kansas City. Pretty big game in the division there. And for wild card spots for Raiders especially. Raiders, they lost 17-15 to Washington. Derek Carr, 249 passing. Hunter Renfrow, 9 catches, 102. Denzel Perryman, 12 tackles, a tackle for loss. And Devon Diablo had 11 tackles. KC was able to get by Denver 22-9. Mahomes is kind of iffy. 184, an interception. He did run for a touchdown. Their defense won that game, forcing 3 turnovers and had an interception return for a touchdown. I think KC will get back a little bit. Mahomes has been hot and cold this year, but they're still a better team than the Raiders. KC is picked by 9.5. I think it may be closer than that. I'm going to go Kansas City to win. All right, New Orleans and the Jets. New Orleans lost to Dallas 27-17. Taysom Hill was terrible passing. 19-41, 264, 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. But he did run for 101 yards. They put up 405 yards of offense, but they turned over 4 times. The Jets, they lost to Philadelphia 33-18. Zach Wilson 226, 2 touchdowns to pick and ran for a touchdown. C.J. Mosley 13 tackles and Quincy Williams 13 tackles. New Orleans has been on a slide. They've lost, I think, 5 games in a row, something like that. I do think they get off the schneid here, or at least bet good enough to beat the Jets. All right, Dallas and Washington. Washington's making a game of it. They're back to 6-6. I think they won 4 games in a row. Dallas, they beat New Orleans 27-17. Dak Prescott 238, a touchdown, a pick. Defensively, they forced 4 turnovers, had an intercepted return for a touchdown, and Anthony Brown had 10 tackles and 2 passes defense. Washington was able to get by the Raiders 17-15. Taylor Heineke 196, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Cole Holcomb 10 tackles and 2 passes defense. I think Dallas is still... Washington's been playing great. Dallas is still the better team. So I got Dallas winning that. All right, Atlanta and Carolina. Atlanta, they got killed by Tampa Bay 30-17. It really wasn't even that close. Matt Ryan, 297 passing. Russell Gage, 11 catches, 130. Defensively had an interception return for a touchdown. And Foyesade Oluokun had 15 tackles. Carolina coming off a bye. Their last game that killed by Miami 33-10. Cam Newton was absolutely terrible. Only had a 5.8 passer rating. 5-21, 92 yards, 2 interceptions. DJ Moore, 4 catches, 103. They only had 190 yards of offense. It's 3 turnovers. Shaq Thompson, 13 tackles. Dante Jackson, 11 tackles and a pass defense. I think Atlanta is the better team here, and I think he will outduel Cam, and I think Atlanta wins that game. All right, Seattle and Houston. Seattle was able to get a nice win against San Francisco, 30-23. Russell Wilson, 231, a touchdown, a pick. They turned over 3 times, but they were able to force 3 turnovers and get a safety. Jordan Brooks had 11 tackles and a tackle for loss. Houston got blanked by the Indianapolis Colts 31-0. Both quarterbacks they played sucked. Davis Mills 6 of 14 for 49 yards. Tyrod Taylor 5 of 13, 45 yards and a pick. They only had 141 total yards of offense. Camu Grugier-Hill 20 tackles, a sack, and 3 tackles for loss. This is not. I believe this is going to be close either. I think Seattle destroys them. All right, Detroit and Denver. Detroit was able to get their first win of the season, beating Minnesota with no time left, 29-27. Jared Goff, 296, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Tracy Walker had 11 tackles. Denver, they lost to KC, Kansas City, 22-9. Teddy Bridgewater, 257, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. Javonte Williams ran for 102 yards and had 6 catches for 76 yards and a touchdown. They had 404 yards of offense, but they turned over 3 times in that. Even though Detroit won their first game, I don't think they'll be able to beat Denver. Denver should be able to turn over. They have a really good defense. I doubt they'll turn over 3 times again. I'm going to say Denver wins in a pretty close, kind of a close game. At the Giants and the Chargers, Giants lost 20-9 to Miami. Mike Lennon came in, passed for 187, interception. The Chargers were able to beat Cincinnati 41-22. Justin Herbert 317, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Mike Williams 5 catches, 110 yards. They turned over 3 times, but their defense came through with 6 sacks, 4 turnovers, a fumble return for a touchdown. Kaiser White 10 tackles and a tackle for loss. Drew Tranquil 10 tackles, a sack, a pass defense, and a tackle for loss. I don't think this is going to be close. Chargers are one of the better teams in the AFC. Giants kind of suck. Chargers win. San Francisco and Cincinnati. This is big for both teams trying to fight for a wild card spot. Unfortunately, San Francisco lost. Fortunately, San Francisco lost to Seattle 30-23. Jimmy G 299, 2 touchdowns, but he threw 2 interceptions. George Kittle 9 catches, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns. They had 3 turnovers. Defensively, had 4 sacks and 4 turnovers. Azeez Al-Shaair 16 tackles, half a sack, and a tackle for loss. Cincinnati, they got killed by the Chargers 41-22. Joe Burrow 300 yards passing, 1 touchdown pass, 2 interceptions, and ran for a touchdown. T. Higgins, 9 catches, 130 yards, and a touchdown. They turned over 4 times, but forced 3 turnovers and had 4 sacks defensively. I think this is going to be a pretty close game. Cincinnati's favored by 1. I think it's the 49ers defense that's going to actually win them this game. Jimmy G, I don't see him throwing 2 interceptions again. I'm going to say San Francisco wins this one. All right, you got Tampa Bay and the Bills, one of the games of the weekend. Tampa Bay, they beat Atlanta 30-17. Tom Brady, 368 yards, 4 touchdown passes, 1 interception. Chris Godwin, 15 catches, 143 yards, set a Bucs record with catches, 425 total yards. They had 5 sacks defensively, 10 tackles from Devin White. Antoine Winfield with 10 tackles, a tackle for loss, and a pass defense. Bills did not look very good offensively against New England. Lost 14-10. Josh Allen, 145, passing a touchdown, ran for 39 yards. This will be an interesting game. Josh Allen has not played very well the last few games. He does have really good legs, but the Bucs have good linebackers in Devin White and Lavonte David and Shaquille Barrett and JPP. I think they should be able to contain him well enough. Diggs might get his catches. He might get some big gains, but I'm not Bills. Their corners or their secondary is hurt. I'm not sure they can match up with the receiving skill that the Buccaneers have. I'm going to see Buccaneers get a big win in that game. At Chicago and Green Bay, Chicago lost 33-22 to Arizona. Andy Dalton, 229, 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Green Bay coming off a bye. They beat the Rams 36-28. Aaron Rodgers, 307, 2 touchdowns. Devontae Adams, 8 catches, 104. Defensively forced 3 turnovers and had an interception return for a touchdown. I don't think this is going to be a close game. Green Bay is going to wallop. They're favored by 12.5. They might win by 20. I think Green Bay wins big. And a huge game on Monday night between the Rams and the Cardinals. Rams coming off a 37-7 win against Jacksonville. Matt Stafford, 295, 3 touchdowns. Sonny Michel ran for 121 and a touchdown. Cooper Kupp, 8 catches, 129 and a touchdown, and 418 total yards, and only allowed 197 yards defensively. Arizona got past Chicago 33-22. Kyler Murray was back, passed for 123 and 2 touchdowns, ran for 59 more yards and 2 touchdowns. Defensively, they forced 4 turnovers. Jordan Hicks had 13 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, and Jalen Thompson 10 tackles and a pass defense. This is going to be a pretty high-scoring game. This is going to go back and forth, but I think Kyler Murray will be the one that makes the plays in the end, and I think the Arizona Cardinals will be the ones to win that game. So those are my picks for Week 14 of the NFL. Check out my bowl games later, my bowl picks throughout the season. Peace.